Yes. Power Automate, as the name itself suggests, automating. Most of the things you can automate it. Early days are still people are using it. When you open Microsoft Excel, in Microsoft Excel, early days, I don't know whether you are aware of it, there will be a tab called as developer. There will be a tab called as, still the tab is available. And even you can see there is a option available in Excel. In Excel, there is something called as automate. If you are doing some activity frequently, every day I'm downloading some data, every day I'm going to do something in my Excel. So you want to automate it, then we can use this automate tool in Excel. And in Excel, we have one more tool that we would have covered in the Excel training, that is Power Query, or in Power BI also we would have covered it. Whenever you download the data, we are cleaning up the data, we are processing data, the Power Query will work it more frequently. The Power Query, instead of doing the activity frequently, either you can use this automate or you can use this Power Query. But this Power Query or automate is within Excel. Assume that I want to automate something within multiple applications. It can be within Microsoft, it can be without Microsoft, other tools also, from Google, from some other tools, Google Drive, Gmails. So I want to do some other SAPs, Oracles, or some other database also. From some other tools also I want to automate. Then I believe you have to go for this Power Automate. Once again, similar to Power BI. Last week we had Power App. Power App is fully online. Power App is fully online. You don't have an offline version in Power App. Offline, there is no offline version available in Power App, but this Power Automate has two versions. It has online as well as it has offline version also. Online also we have a version. Offline also we have. Like Excel, like a Power BI. Power BI also have two things, right? One is Power BI desktop, another one is Power BI services. Same like Power Automate also is having online as well as it is having the desktop version also. But unfortunately, in Daimler, you don't have an access for this Power BI desktop. We have tried it in the last session, download it, and we have tried to download the Power Automate. We tried to use the Power Automate in the last session. Unfortunately, that's not possible. So unfortunately, you cannot use desktop automation. Desktop automation cannot be done. Only the online automation can be done. Your file should be online. Online means either your file can be, as someone has told, maybe from email, maybe from SharePoint, maybe from Excel, but that Excel should be from, not from your desktop. Excel should be either Excel online or OneDrive. Either you should have your files on OneDrive or you should have the files Excel online. Unfortunately, desktop cannot be automated. Power Automate has that feature. Power Automate has that feature. Unfortunately, in Daimler, we don't have an option of automating your desktop files. Desktop files, desktop folders cannot be automated here. So these 2 days, we are not going to learn this desktop automation. We are going to learn only the online automations. Okay, right. So before going to the Power App and opening the Power App, we have some workflow of this Power App. Power Apps have some workflows. Like when you come to the Power BI session also, I would have showed this workflow of Power BI. What is the workflow of Power BI? I would have showed what is the workflow of Power BI. Same like Power Automate also have some workflows. So this is the workflow of Power Automate. So these are all the things which we are going to learn for the next 2 days. First one is we are going to make a triggering. After triggering, getting a data, we are going to get the data. Either the data can be a input data. You can input it manually. Manually you can create an input, or through a forms you can get an input. Through a Power App you can get an input, or already it is stored. Already the file is stored as the data in SharePoint. Already the file is stored in Excel, online Excel. So you can get the data. After getting the data, we are going to process the data. Maybe we are going to do some calculation or process. After doing some calculation based on a decision. For example, if my rejection has gone more than 500. The payment is gone more than 50,000. I have to send a mail to the finance manager. If rejection is more than 50, then I have to send a mail to the production manager. Like this, take a decision. Based on the decision, you have to perform an action. Based on the decision, you are going to perform action. Whether you can make action as email, you can send a mail, you can send a Teams request, or you can update your data. So we are going to find the action. At last, based on the action, we are going to get an output. Okay. So this is the workflow for this next 6 workflow. We are going to do it for the next 2 days. First one is triggering. Triggering your workflows. Triggering your workflows. There are 3 types of triggering possible here. 3 types since we are using online triggering. One is manual triggering. Manual triggering. So manual triggering means whenever you run the flow, something will be triggered. Whenever you run the flow. So whenever, now I want to send a mail. Now I want to do some automation. So manually, you have to click on a button and you have to run it and you have to do this. Manual. Another one is auto. Auto means whenever you receive a mail, I want to do some triggering. I want to do some activity. Whenever a form is submitted, someone is submitting a form, Microsoft form, or SharePoint form, or Google form. Someone is submitting a form. Or whenever a data is added into my SharePoint, whenever is data added into Excel, I want to do some activity. Whenever the Power BI report is added, refreshed, I want to do something. So auto, there is something called as auto. And third one, we have something called as scheduling. As someone has told, every day morning or every week, we have to send a schedule. Or he has told every birthdays, every day, I want to schedule a mail. So on a birthday date, I want to schedule a mail. So 3 types of scheduling: manual schedule, manual flow, auto flow, and schedule flow. 3 types of triggering is possible. 3 types of triggering: manual, auto, and schedule. Then, getting the data. As I told, there are many ways of getting the data. One is you can get the data from a form. You can get the data from Excel. You can get the data from SharePoint. So you can manually also input the data. Manually you can input the data. At present, immediately, instantly, manually you want to give a data. You can get the data from Power Apps. So various ways of getting the data. We'll see all the things from Excel, SharePoint, manual, Power App, all the things we are going to see today. Okay. So after getting the data, after inputting a data, we want to do some calculation. For example, assume the training department, they are going to input a data today morning. So number of people as nominated for this training. How many people have attended the training? So they will give the nomination, they will give the attended. And it should automatically calculate it. Who are all the people not attended? And what is the percentage of attendance? And they want to send a report. So if I give the input, some calculation should happen and it should send a report. So here we are going to do some calculation here. Calculation can be arithmetical calculation or all types of mathematical calculation. So can be a mathematical and arithmetical calculations. Then we are going to take some decision. I'll take this, as I told, I'll take this training session itself as an example. 30 people are nominated, only 10 turned out. Then it's an alert. 20 people are not turned out. Then we want to send a mail. If it's less than 20, then I want to send a mail. So I want to take a decision. This decision can be yes or no, or decision can be multiple decision also. You can take multiple decision. For example, I'm getting a customer feedback form. If there is a problem in the quality, I want to send a mail to quality department. If there is a problem in delaying of my material, then I want to send the mail to my logistic department. If the delay of the bills, then I want to send the mail to my finance department. Like this, we have various conditions, multiple conditions, and the looping of conditions also. There can be loop of condition. Today morning when I open an Excel file, there are 6 invoices pending. And I want to send all the 6 invoices pending. 6 times I want to send a mail. Looping of invoices. So looping. So there are various other conditions. Conditional flow. So we are going to see how to make a conditional flow also. So already it's decided here, yes or no, or we can have a conditional flow here. And finally, based on this conditional flow, if it is a yes, then I want to send a mail. If it is a no, I don't want to send a mail. Just add the data into Excel, or just update my data into Excel, or update my SharePoint. So based on the decision, you can do something. As I told you, can send a mail, you can send the Teams message, or you can update the data also. So based on this, finally, we are going to display a output here. Finally, the output will be displayed. So this is our workflow for the next 2 days. First, we are going to trigger. Based on the triggering, after triggering, we are going to get the data. We are going to input the data, then process the data, then check the condition. Based on the condition, take action. After the action, final output. So we will have the final output. So all the things we are not going to explore on the starting itself. First, what we are going to do is we will start with the triggering, then with the action. First, we will do this trigger, action, and output. First, we will see that. Then, after second part, we will see trigger, input, action, and output. Third part, we will see input, action, process, and output. So, gradually, we will see one by one. Gradually, we will see one by one. All the 6 flows, we will see it by today itself. All the 6 flows, we will see it by today. So, these are all the workflows available in Power Automate. So, let us start with the basics of triggering. First, we will start with the manual triggering itself. We'll start with the manual triggering. Okay. Don't worry, I will explain this workflow more frequently. Today and tomorrow also we are going to explain. I will explain all this triggering part today and tomorrow also. Okay. Clear? Yes. So let us move on. So go to the web browser. So open a web browser. So I always prefer to go with Edge. I hope everyone have used Edge here. So go to Edge. On the Edge, you have to use this link called as make.powerautomate.com. After making that powerautomate.com, you have to select an environment. I hope you already selected the environment. I don't know your environment. Your environment is DACV, ILC, HR, some environment. So today, please work on that. Today you work on that. This environment is purely created only for the training purpose. Please use it. Later you can use your own environment. You can use it for, this is for the practice purpose. Later you can change your own environment. How you have a workspace in Power BI. So for the workspace in Power BI, Microsoft has created a separate workspace called as My Workspace, where it's used only for the training purpose. For a learning purpose, you used My Workspace. Same like this workspace, this environment is only for this training session. After this training session is over, you can change your environment also. You can work on a different environment also. That's not a problem. As of now, please go to that environment which I showed it in the morning. I think if I want, I don't know who has joined later. So this should be your environment. Please select this environment. Go to the, please see to that whether this, whenever you are working, unknowingly you have changed it also. So please come back to this environment. So please come back to this environment. So the whole day or today and tomorrow, you are going to work with this environment. Okay. DACV, ILC, HR, learning DEV. DEV is developer. They are given a developer environment. So you are going to use this environment. Okay. Right. So everyone has logged or signed in, or you have gone to the make.powerautomate.com. It's totally a free of cost online. Offline version, I think it's a paid one. So you cannot use that offline version now. You can use the online version. So make.powerautomate.com. This is your opening screen here. On this, you can see the home tab where we can see there is a create automated with the Copilot. We'll see how to use the Copilot. Before using the Copilot, first you should understand what are all the flows and what are all the options available. Maybe tomorrow we will see how to create some automation using this Copilot also. Today we are not going to do it. There are some learnings. You want to learn Power BI, there is an option of learning, Power Automate. There is an option of learning Power Automate. And this is where you are going to create some flows. So you are going to create a flow. Remember, today or tomorrow, we are not going to write any coding, maybe a zero coding, no coding here, no formula here, no function here, maybe small formatting, we may do it. We don't write any formulas and functions here. So click on create. This is where you are going to create your flows. So this is where you are going to create a flow. It says there are 3 flows available. 3 ways to make a flow. The first 3 flows. Last 3 flows, you cannot do it. This is through AI. This 2 are through a desktop flow. This 2 are through a desktop flow. As I told, you cannot use the desktop flow today. So since you don't have a desktop version, so we are going to work only with these 3 flows. The first one is a automated cloud flow, instant flow, manual flow, and a schedule flow. So I think I already showed a triggering, 3 types of triggering: auto triggering, manual triggering, and scheduled triggering. So based on this only, you are going to create a flow. We'll see how to create the flow. So this is the second one. Third one is your templates. So there are some predefined templates. Even we can create our own template and you can put your templates here. There are some predefined templates. Save a Outlook mail attachment to your OneDrive. Whenever there is a mail appearing, it should be automatically saved to your OneDrive. So there are some predefined templates available here. You can utilize the template. We'll see what is the template, how to use the template. This is of course learning, online Microsoft learning platform. And the last one, third one here, you can see flows. Whatever the flows you have created, that will be listed here. These are all the sum of the flow which I have created. I don't know whether you have this flows. If you have this flow, okay. If you don't have the flow, maybe we are going to create this flow. So these are all the flows which I have created. So instant flow, automated flow, schedule flow. There are some flows available. We call it as flows. So all your flows are available. 2 types of flows. One is your cloud flows, desktop flows. And even I can have the shared flow. Someone has created a flow and they have shared to me. You can see that shared flow also. So we'll see what is that shared flow. Approvals. Anyway, someone has told we are going to deal with some approvals. So to buy a machine, I am going to get an approval to my head. For example, as I told, the new machine, I want to purchase a new machine. I want to get an approval. Sequential approval, step-by-step approval, one approval. So whatever all the approval you got, whether you approved it or not, whether you have received the approval, or you approved it or you denied it, all your approvals will be available here. Anyway, we'll see what is that approval, how to use the approvals. Solutions is where you can create a package. Suppose I have all the flows. I want to save it in my desktop and I want to send it to someone else using this package. There is an option of packages, solutions. We'll see that. Automation Center. Anyway, we are not going to use this. A bit of AI here. Once again, the process mining is also a desktop tool. This is also a desktop tool. So you have to use this desktop application. This is a desktop tool. The process, as I told, some process to be done on your desktop. We will see that AI auto, that is pilot, co-pilot, and more. Suppose someone has told, I want to connect the Power App here. Power App to be connected here. Whenever I create a form in Power App, click on the button on the Power App. So Power Automate should run. So that Power App and other approvals and other features are available here. So the approval solution, the Power Apps, all the other things are, Power Apps are available under the Power Platforms. Power Apps is available under the Power Platforms. Yes. So you can integrate with the Power App, you can integrate with the Power BI and Copilot, Power Pages, so various other Power Platforms. Okay. So this is our welcome screen. So we have seen what are all the options available. We'll try to explore all the important features, all the important features. We'll see all the important features available here. Okay. Now let us start with the flow. As I indicated, there are 3 types of flows. First, let us start with the manual flow. Let us start with the simple one. Now, I want to send a small one, just a mail. I want to send a mail. To someone else. Here, I don't know whether you are able to see it. When you click on this 3 dot, go to the more, and you can see connections. there is something called as connections. So go to that more button. Under the more button, connections. So just to go to the more button and click on this connection. I can see I'm having some various connections here. I don't know whether you are able to see the connections. Are you able to see any connections here? No. No worries. No worries. When you started creating a flow, if you started creating a flow, it automatically creates the connection. It automatically creates the connection. If Power Automate is not creating the connection, no worries. We can come here and we can create a connection also. Both are possible. Both are possible. We'll see both. We'll see both. As of now, I believe you don't have any connection. Since you have not created any flows, you have not created any connection, there may be empty here. We'll see how to make a connection. Fine. Now come back to your create button. So instead of home, don't go to home. Click on create. So I am going to create a simple flow here. So we are going to create a simple flow. Just I want to send a mail. Just I want to send a mail. Just a sample mail. Maybe Power Automate training has been started successfully. So I want to just send a mail through Power App. Through Power Automate. Through Power Automate, I want to send a mail. Just to send a mail. Let us see how to just send a mail. So go to this create. Gradually we will increase our flows. Step by step we will increase. At a stage I cannot go to the advanced flow. Yes. Environment we cannot create, sir. It is created by your IT head. We cannot create an. I will tell you how to create it, but unfortunately you don't have a facility to do it. It has been done by your IT team. Like a workspace in Power BI, they have an app, so through that they will create an environment. It's from Microsoft, not from Power App or Power Automate. It is from Microsoft environment. I will tell you how to do it, but we cannot do it. Maybe later, just remind me, I will tell you how to do it. Okay, go to the create. Now, as I told, there are 3 types of flows. Let us start with the manual flow. So, whenever I come in the morning, when I run the flow, it has to send a mail. Run a flow. Auto flow, we'll see it later. If I am running the flow, it should send a mail. It should send some mail. Okay, so go to create. So go to the create. So there are 3 types of trigger by designated event. As I told, whenever a mail is sent, I want to send a flow. Then we can go for the second one. This is for scheduling every day morning. But now let us start with the manual flow. I want to start with the manual flow. So let us go to create. I'll go to the create here. Initially, it will be a challenge. When you started using 4 or 5 flows, then it will be easier. Initial change, maybe you may face some challenge, but later it will be very easier. Create and go to that instant cloud flow, triggered manually as and when it's required. So go to that create and click on that instant cloud flow. Just click on that instant cloud flow. It opens a dialog box, and as usual, be with me. Whatever I am doing, I recommend you to practice it parallelly. Please do practice it parallelly. If you have any questions, doubts, queries, stop me and ask me immediately. I can repeat it any number of times until you understand. Still, if you are not able to understand, I will come to your system and solve your doubts. So try to use these 2 days as much as possible. If you are not able to see whatever I am getting, maybe the environment may be different, maybe my email IDs and other things may be different, but all the other things you should get it as it is, right? So go to that create, under create. Once again, I will do it for you again. So go to the create, under create, click on that instant cloud flow. I click on that instant cloud flow. So we are going to create a small cloud flow here. What is the name of the flow? It's always better to give some meaningful name. So I think this is my first flow. So just to give a name 01. So we are going to, so I think it should start with the alphabet. Okay, no problem. 01, and what is this flow name is? Just to send a mail. Send a mail. Just for sending a mail, I am going to create a flow. Send the mail and maybe message. Just I am giving a name for this. This flow is used for sending a mail and a message. Yes. So just I'm giving some 0, 1. Since we are going to create many flows today, that's why I started with, we are not going to create more than 100. That's why I started with 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 2. So it will be in order so that I can see all my flows in order. So 0, 1 is for sending a mail. Oh. Given a space also. I have given a space. That's my habit regularly. If you want to give a space, you can give it. Enoda habit na mari kurdu kurdu padit. If you want to give a space also, it's okay. Because normally to give a file name, I always prefer this. Your wish. Okay. So now I have given a name for the flow. Then manual trigger a flow. This flow is a manual triggering of your flow. So let us click on the manual trigger. So create. I created a flow. We are given a name for the flow. And we are going to manually trigger this flow. Manually. So manually, whenever I run the flow, it should send a message. Just a message. So manual trigger a flow. Create. So first step, we are given a name for the flow. Second one, we have selected what is the triggering method. The triggering method. Third is we are going to create it. Okay. Right. Now I click on create. It goes to my flow window. This is your flow window here. It has routed into my flow window. So this is my flow window. This is where you are going to create all your flows. Or your flow will be created here. So I think this designer has happened very recently. Maybe I can say 7 or 8 months before. Older we had a different designer. Maybe a box-like designer. So if you want to go back to the old designer, you can switch off the new designer. But I recommend go with the new designer. Don't go with the old designer. Old is the old pattern. I will show you how the old will little bit tougher. So go with the new designer. So this is my flow screen. Here I can see these are all the various buttons. Expand and compress and zoom it. I want to increase the zoom percent. I want to decrease the zoom percentage. I want to zoom the fit the page. So like this various option, toggling and workflow action. After creating many workflow, I want to search for action. You have created bulk of workflows, we want to search for it, we can use this. So as of now, only one flows are available here, only one flow. If I click on the flow, there are some parameters available. So when I click on the flow, there are some parameters. We are going to work on the parameter later. As of now, don't work on the parameter. Parameter is the one which I told you in the last session. Parameter is the one where we are going to get an input. Now I am not going to get any input. So click somewhere else outside. When I click on the flow here, one parameter is appearing. What is this parameter? How to create a parameter? How to use the parameter? We'll see in another few minutes. Now I'm not going to create a parameter. So click outside. After this manual trigger, you are going to perform some action. You are going to perform some action now. So for your convenience, I will open that flow and we will have it parallelly. So first we have triggered it. So we have done the triggering. Now we are not going to get the input. We are not going to get the input now. We are not going to do a processing. We are not going to do a calculation. Straight away after triggering, I am going to do some action here. So this three part, we will see it later. So we have selected the triggering. Next, we are going to do some action. Action is sending a mail. So I want to send a mail now. I want to send a mail. Okay. So let us come back to that flow. I will come back to that flow. Yes. Click on this plus button. Click on the plus button. It's for inserting a new action. Either you can click here or you can make a right click also. Both are same. Either click here and you can right click and there is an option called as add an action. Or straight away you can click on the plus symbol for adding an action. So I click on plus action. Before doing an action, you have to select the connector. You have to select the connector. What is the connector you are going to use? So as I told, I want to send a mail. I think you know what is the connector or what is the tool you are using it for a mailing. What is the tool you use it for a mailing? Outlook. So you can search for that Outlook here. What is your connector? Outlook. So you have to select this Outlook here. You can select OUT Outlook. So list of connectors are available here. When I select OUT or LOOK also, you can select LOOK fully also, or just type OUT. your connectors is available here. You can see there is a connector available. So under this, I hope you are all using Office 365 Outlook. Under Office 365 Outlook, you can see there is an option available called as send an email. There is an option available called as send an email. So you selected you have searched the Outlook. What is a connector? The connector is my Outlook, and the connector name is Microsoft 365 Outlook. Under this, I have selected this send a mail. If you are not able to see this send a mail, and there is an option available where we can see more. So there will be more option on the connector. So if you click on, there are more option available under the 365. So what are all the other things you can perform under the 365? I can create a calendar, I can create a contact, I can create an email. So like this, there are so many other features available here. Okay. So click on the plus symbol, select what is your connector and what is the tool, what is the action you are going to perform. Assume there are some tools, built-in tools available. There are so many connectors available here. Almost all the important connectors of the world will be available here. But Outlook is the one which I am going to use it more frequently. Outlook is the one which I am going to use more frequently. So what we can do is, you can just mark it as a favorites here. So if you mark it as favorites, automatically the Outlook will come on the top, so that you can very easily select this if you mark it as favorites. If you mark it as favorites. So, but unfortunately, I am not using 365. I am using just Outlook.com. I am using Outlook.com. So under Outlook.com, I will select this send an mail. What you have to do it is, you have to select this 365 send a mail. 365, under 365, you have an option called as send a mail. Yes, send an mail. So this one. So you have to select Office 365 Outlook. You have to select send a mail. So I will go with this Outlook, and I am going to send a mail. Just to click on send a mail. Yes. Okay. On send a mail, it's asking for a parameter. It's asking for the subject, and various other things are available. Scroll down on the bottom, see whether the connection is available here, whether it is connected to your Outlook. Sign. If you are not signed in, you have to sign in, of course. The same email ID, password. Sign in. I told you I am using Outlook. So now I think the connection will be established. We already created a connection, it will be available. Now it will ask you to sign in. I think you have signed in, so that on the bottom you will get that it's connected. Now let us give some sampling here. Let us send a small message. I want to send a mail. Yes. The same problem. Maybe you would have not selected. Have you selected 365 Outlook or Outlook? My session, I am using Outlook. You have to use. Don't use my Outlook. Okay. So, just to whom you are going to send this mail? To whom you are going to send a mail? Maybe I will send it to myself. I'm just giving a name. So just give some name for whom you are going to send a mail. Just type the email ID here. We can automatically generate the email ID. That's all the part which we are going to explore it in the next session. Just give the email ID. And what is the subject? This is for testing the Power Automate. So I'm just giving a message, subject, testing Power Automate. Subject, what is the subject for this? Some subject, hi, Power Automate training has started successfully. Just I'm giving some message here. Subject, and just I'm giving some message. These are all the message. We are going to customize it. Now manually I'm entering it. We'll see how to customize. First we'll start with the basics. Then we'll see how to customize this also. Okay. So I have just given an email address and I given a subject and I have just given a message here. Now, how do we come out of this? So click somewhere else on the flow area or compress, collapse this. Just click on the collapse or click some other area here. I'm just clicking somewhere else outside. That's all. We performed only one thing. One is we have created a manual triggering of a flow. Second one is through this flow, just I want to send a mail. So out of this, we have performed out of this 6 workflows. First, we have created the triggering. After the triggering, we have created the action. We have made action. Now, we are going to see the output of the action. So, we will see the output of the action now. So, what is the output of that action? How can I see the output? Before seeing the output, this has to be saved. This has to be saved again. Since after we did some changes, we have to save this. This is for the app checker. App checker is there any error or something, it will check it and it will show whether there is an error. Error means it will show it straight away here. I think there is no error. If we are getting some red alerts, there is an error. Or if you want to check it, you can check it again. So let's just click on the flow checker. So no error found. There is no errors here, no warning. I think my flow is perfectly clear. No problem here. So now let us save this. It's better always to check your flow checker. Like how do you check the spelling mistake in Word and PowerPoint? So I'm just clicking on save. So I click on the save. So it's saving. This flow is getting saved. The flow is ready to go. We recommend you to test it. So just we'll test this, how this flow is working, whether it's working fine or not. We are going to test this. So we have checked this flow. The flow is cleaned and I saved the flow. Fine. Now I am going to test this. Second time I have saved it. Wi-Fi is slow. What is the Wi-Fi you are all using? Try with some other Wi-Fi. Save topic. Sir, saved it. Save. Done. Still saving. Well, another Wi-Fi also. Only one Wi-Fi is there. How to save? Didn't do any bigger thing. Only one thing. It is taking so much of time. What will happen? We are going to create many flows, conditionals. Okay. Right. Now, I'm going to test this. So let us click on the, there are two ways of testing: manual testing, automatic testing. Automatic testing is based on the previous input. Manual testing is first time. I think we are going to test it manually for the first time. Next we can do the automation. So let us click on the test here. So when I click on the test, it's testing the flow. Yes, as I told, you have to manually perform the testing because there is no input. It says there is no run flow. Already if you have run the flow, you can use the automatic testing. I will explain what is that automatic testing. Now only the manual flow. Since we are doing for the very first time, we are use only the manual flow here and test it. And I'm running the test. It will connect with that connector and Outlook and another things. At last it will say the flow used following the flow. The green check means you are ready to go. So it is signing in and it's going to my Outlook and there is a green tick for me. So my flow is perfectly okay. So now I click on continue and I click on the run flow. So it has run the flow successfully. Done. Now, and you can see after done, you should get this tick mark here. You should get the tick mark on your flows. If there is a problem, it will show you the red. So there is a tick mark on the first flow. It took 0 seconds to run it and 1 second to send a message. That's it. Now, if you go to your mail and if you check, you should have received a mail. So you should have received a mail now. Yes, I have received this mail. This is the mail which I have sent it through the Power Automate, testing the Power Automate flow. Hi, my Power Automate training is started successfully. Through a Power Automate, we have just sent a small mail. That's it. That's it. As of now. Not get it. But the person was here. So you change view. Oh, you came back. Okay, you came back. Done. So we have run a flow manually. We have created this manual flow, and we have just sent a mail to this. A small thing. That's all. Now let us come back. So I think this flow has run successfully. I can close this flow. There is a button for closing. And you can come back to the main screen, or now I want to edit a flow. So I want to do some other activity here. For example, so when I come in the morning, after this, I have just sent a mail. Same mail, same thing, I want to send a Teams message also. In my Teams also, I want to put a message that this training was started successfully. So I want to just send a message. I want to send a message. So let us go to the edit here. Let us go to the edit. If you come back also, you can work on the flow. I will tell you both. So when I click on edit, it comes to the editing screen. Or when I saved it and I click on the back button, it has came into my main screen here. I have came into my main screen here. Here also we have an option of editing. You can see there is an option available here for editing your flow. So come back to the main screen, or you can go to that edit here. or you are edited, you have gone out and you have came inside now, and I went out of my Power Automate, I'm doing some work. Where can I find my flow? My flow is available under this My Flows. If I go to the My Flows, just click on this My Flow. All the flow which you have created is available here. This is the flow which we have created now. So this is the flow which we have created. So I came into my main screen. Here is my flow available here. Go to this flow. On this flow, now you can run the flow. So tomorrow morning I want to run the flow, means straight away you can come here and run the flow. Or I want to edit the flow now. There is a button pencil symbol for editing the flow. So let me click on edit. Now I am going to edit some flows. I am going to create one more flow here. So let us create another flow, and maybe another event. So this trigger is happening manually. I sent a mail. Now let me add one more action. So I click on this plus symbol again. I want to post a message in my Teams. So in my Teams, I have Microsoft Teams. In the Teams, assume I have some Microsoft Teams. I have some channels also. I don't know whether you have channels. So you should, if you have the channels, in the channel, for example, I have a separate, I have created a channel. Here you can go to the Teams and channel, and you can go to the three dot, and you can create a new channel also. There is an option of creating a new channel also. You can go to the three dot. These are all Teams. You can create, add a channel, and you can put a channel. Or you can put it in the same Teams link which you are doing it for the training today. So you can use that same Teams link also today. So this Power Automate, I have a channel called as Power Automate. Here I want to put a message. I want to send a message that Power Automation training has started successfully. That's all. So when I run the flow, two things should happen. One is it should send a mail. Second one is it should post a message in my Teams. So I want to post a message. So go to the search box. You can type as Teams also. I can type it as Teams, or I can just put something like post. P-O-S-T, post. I want to post a message. Post a message in chat or channel. Post a message in chat or channel. Not a postcard. Don't select postcard. The second one, post a message or a chat in a channel. In a chat or in a channel. You can put it into the chat. As I told today, you are using this chat, training chat. You can put it in the chat, or you can put it into a channel also. So go to the post message in a chat or a channel. I selected post here, and I am going to select this connection, post message or a chat. If it is asking for sign in, please do sign in. I think we have already signed in. I have several times signed in here. Okay, if it is asking for sign in, see whether your link is available. Post as a Flowbot, that is Flowbot, not through a Copilot. I am selecting it as Flowbot. Post in. If you want to send a separate message or group chat, so I want to put it in a channel. I want to put it in a channel here. So click on the channel. When I click on the channel, and what is my Teams ID? I think you should be, I don't, maybe this may be not be same as you are having. I may be having a different Teams ID. So my Teams ID is displayed here. This is my Teams, Microsoft Teams link. And this is my channel name. Power Automate Training. So it will be displayed step by step. You have to select it. That's all. So I have post as Flowbot in which channel, and what is the Teams, Microsoft Teams link name, and what is the channel name. As usual, I am putting a message here. Power Automate Training started successfully. That's it. So we are creating a very simple, very small flow. Okay. Done. How can I come out of my screen? Click somewhere else outside. Click somewhere else outside. And once again, let me check this flow. As usual, I will check with the flow checker. Click on the flow checker. No error, no warning. Let me save this. If you are just testing it, old things will be tested. The new one will not get tested. The post message in the chat and channel will not be tested. So you click on the save button now and test. So I click on the test here. Manual testing, don't use the automatic testing. Automatic testing is what you had tested earlier. A few minutes before you had tested something. Same testing you have to do it again. I don't want to do it because I added some extra things here. So I don't want to test the older one. I want to test the new one. Automatic is the recently used trigger. Last trigger we have used it. So I don't want it. Manual trigger. Sometimes you will use the automatic. We'll see it in the next session. So manual. And I say test. As usual. So it will sign into two things. One is Outlook. Another one is Teams. So both we have linked it now. Just click on continue. As usual. And the flow is success and we have to run the flow. You get 3 green ticks here. Done. Yeah. One is it has sent a mail, manual triggering, and we will send a mail. Second one is it has posted a message on my Teams. Also, let me try check this. I'll go to my mail and I'm going to check the mail. Yes, mail. I have received just now. I have received this mail 9:49, and I'll go to my Teams. And I go to this Power Automate Teams here. Yes. When Teams also I got a message. Huh? Getting some error. Teams are getting mail. Yes. Post. Post. For Teams, what is the thing you are selected? Okay. At least before the break, we'll see one customization of this message. Now, for example, I'm manually entering this message. So let me come out of this. We have tested it and it's successful. And we are sending a message automatically. We are posting a chat on my channel or a link. Now I come to the edit and I come back to my main screen here. Here what we did is, when I click on this email, so it's we are typing the email, we are typing the subject, we are typing the messages here. Assume that, let us take this training as an example, or we'll take some other as an example. So instead of the testing Power Automate, assume that today there may be a Power Automate training, tomorrow there may be a different training. So here instead of this Power Automate, so I want to give an input. Based on the input, this should change. This training is for Microsoft Excel. This is for Power BI. This is for some other training. So when I type the training name, that training name has to be displayed here. So getting an input from a user, based on the input, I want to trigger something based on the input. So this is a simple triggering. So we'll come out of this. We'll see many triggerings. So let me come back to my main screen. I'm coming back to the main screen. So this is the just sending a mail or a message. So we have sent a mail or a message. We did a small activity now. Okay. Now let us create another flow. Go to create again. As I told, initially there will be something like this. You are not connecting. That will happen. But later you will do it very faster. Everything will be easier. So now let us click on create again. And I'll go to the instant crowd flow again. So I'll click on the instant cloud flow again here. Let me give a name. It is 02 send mail. Send mail or a message. Send mail or message by parameter. By a parameter, and we are going to send a message by a parameter. So getting a parameter from the user. What is a mail? By getting a parameter, then we are going to send a mail here. Okay, so just I given a name for it. Send mail by parameter. Right. Then let us go for this manual trigger a flow. Manual trigger a flow. As I told, this is a manual triggering of the flow. So manual trigger of the flow. Create. Create. So last session what we did is we have triggered. We have made a triggering. After making a triggering, we did some action. Then we did some output here. Now what are we going to do? We have triggered it. Now we are going to get a data here. Get a input. Based on the input, we are going to do some action. Then we are going to use output. Now we are going to add the second one. Get input or get data. So we are going to get a input or we are going to get a data. How do we get the input or get the data? So manual triggering. Click on this first triggering. First one, the manual trigger. Click here. On the right hand side, after clicking here on the right hand side, parameter, there is parameter, and that parameter there is something called as add input. Add input. So let me click on this add input. So I click on add input. What type of input you are going to add? Whether you are going to add a text input, you are going to add a yes or no, you are going to attach a file, you are going to add an email address, you are going to add a number, you are going to add a date. So we'll see one by one. First, let us go with the text. First, let us start with the text. So I click on text. And what is the text is? Let us say the topic, the training topic is my text. Or every day you have some meeting reminders. When you type the meeting name should go or some other department name, anything. So enter your input. Instead of this enter your input, I delete it. And I'm giving some other, please enter the training topic name. So we are given a name called as topic and we are typing something here and please enter the training topic name. Okay, and there is a 3 dot. We'll see what is the usage of this 3 dot in another few minutes. We'll see that. That's it. We have created a parameter. The parameter is a topic name and please enter the topic. Now come out of this. I came out of that part. As usual, click on this plus symbol. Click on the action, right click and go to add action or click on this plus. Now I want to send a mail. So you are going to send a mail. Just search for the action. So I'm searching the action, send a mail, SEND send. As I told, you are going to use 365. I am going to use only that Outlook. Send a mail. Now, here the challenge is 2ID. Even 2ID also can be customized. That we will see it in another few minutes, later part. So I'm selecting some 2ID. And the subject is, I don't know the training topic. I don't know what is my training topic. But training topic is entered by my user. It's literally. So I want to give that on my subject. That is my training name. So let us put something like here, training name. After this hyphen, the training name, what the user is entering, that has to be displayed here. User is entering. Now user will enter. Later we'll see how we can get it through a forms, you can get it through a Power App, you can get it through a Excel, you can get it through a SharePoint. That we'll see it. Now user is going to give an input. So what we will do is, after clicking here on the right hand side, you can see 2 icons are appearing here. two icons are appearing. One is Thunderbolt, another one is FX. Of course, you know what is meant by FX. FX is formulas and functions. We'll see how to use the formulas and function. Now click on this Thunderbolt. So click on this Thunderbolt here. Just click on the Thunderbolt. When I click on that Thunderbolt, there is an option available. Manual trigger a flow, a full address, country, city, state. These are all something which is from your database, from your, for example, this Power Automate, or when you logged in Power Automate, when you used Outlook, you would have given some address, you would have given some email address, you would have given some postal code. That will be displayed here. So, but I don't want it. So what you do is click more. When you click on more, where I can see the topic which I have given is available here. The topic, please enter the training topic. This is the parameter which we have created. That parameter is available here. Click. Yes, training topic, hyphen, the topic which the user is going to give an input. And same thing here. Let me try. Dear all, comma, enter. Next line, what I do is, I don't know the training name. The training name is coming from that input. So once again, I will go to the Thunderbolt, click on the Thunderbolt, and go to the see more here. Under this, the training topic, please enter the training topic name, click it. As started successfully. Something, regards. Maybe. This is from the training team. Okay. So based on the input of my user, one input, just a training topic name. So based on the input of the user, we are going to send a message. Let us see whether this is working fine. So what only changes we did is we have added a dynamic content here. Dynamic content here. Dynamic content is based on the input from the user. Based on the input from the user. So let me click somewhere else outside here again. Let me check my flow checker. I use the flow checker. Click on the flow checker. No errors. Save. I click on save. Now let us click on test here. I click on test. Once again, because it's a manual test, we will click on manual test here. Test. And it will ask you the input now. It will ask you the input. So it has tested. Outlook is signed in. Continue. And it's asking here. You can see it's asking, please enter the training topic name. So we have to enter the training topic name here. For example, I'm typing something like Microsoft Power App. So I have typed the topic name here, Microsoft Power App. I have given an input here, run. It has run successfully. Done. Let us see the green ticks. Yes, the green tick is available. Go to my Outlook. Yes. Now you can see the subject I am getting. The training name is Microsoft Power Apps. And Power Apps training has started successfully. Based on the input, we have generated the email. Based on the input from the user. Okay, simple. Now, can you do this based on the same input from the user? I want you to try this. Add a Teams message. So I want you to do it. Create a Teams message based on the input from my user. Send a Teams message. I want you to try. Just a try. I think you can do it very easily now. Send a team, post a message in Teams based on the input. So if I give an input, Microsoft Power BI training, it should send a mail as well as it should post a message in my chat or in my Teams or in my channel that this training was started. I want you to try, just try and create a Teams message. I think you can do it. Last session only we did it. We did this. I think it should be simple. Done. Gradually we will increase our flows. Only one flow, two flow. Send a mail and send a message with one input from the user. Getting the sound, that means you have sent it successfully. Done. So tell me, how can I do this? Click on this action. Then what is my connector is, I want to post the message. Post the message in my chat or a channel. I think you can use that group chat also. Instead of the channel, you can put it on the group chat. I'm not using this. I'm using another. Flowbot. Post in channel, or you can go put it into a group chat also. I think you are all having that group chat. So you have that group chat, you can put it into the group chat which you have signed in today. That is your GBQ training. That group chat also you can put it here if you have that group chat. Yesterday's group chat. They didn't send me any link. Otherwise, I would have used that group chat itself. Okay. So I'll go with the channel. Okay. So how can I get that training name here? On the Thunderbolt. And go to the see more. That is topic. Yes. Has started successfully. That's it. Save. I'm going to test it. Now, while testing, manual and automatic. Manual means now you can manually enter a new input. Automatic means this will be triggered based on the last input. Last I selected the Microsoft Power App. So based on the last input, your mail will be triggered when you select the automatic. That's the difference between this automatic and now you will understand the difference. Manual means now I want to enter a new training name. Automatic means last session I already entered the training name called as Microsoft Apps. I want to test it with the same input means you can go for it automatically with the last used trigger. So now I will go with manual, test, and it will ask for your training name. continue. The training name is Microsoft, maybe Power BI. So Microsoft Power BI is my training. Run the flow. Done. Team, it's taking some time for me. Sending a mail, it's very for team, it's saying 4 seconds for me. Yes. The mail I have received, dear all, Microsoft Power BI training has started. So when I go to the Teams, yes, Microsoft Power BI has started. Based on one input, we have created some triggering. Based on the triggering, we have created a flow here. Yeah? Got it? Clear? Any challenges? Questions, queries? As of now, you are asking in Teams, sir. Okay. Yes. So before starting, we have to do some calculation also. As of now, in the workflow, what are all the things we did? It is we have triggered, we got the input. Based on the input, we have performed some action, and we have seen the output also. So next two things we have to go into do: how to process something, calculation, how to use the condition also. Based on a condition, how to do some calculations. So these two things are still pending. We'll explore it. Okay. As of now, 1, 2, 5, 6 is over. Triggering, getting data, input, action is sending a mail or Teams, and last one is out. And we have seen only the manual triggering. We didn't see how to make the auto triggering. We didn't see how to make a schedule triggering also. Those are all the topics pending. So as of now, please save it and I can come to back to my main screen. So as of now, we have created only 2 flows. Very simple 2 flows. That's all. So I hope we can have a short break. So after the break, we'll restart with the next flow. And please remind me whenever we go for a break, I have to stop and restart the recording. Now I'm pausing the recording of the session. Now we have created 2 workflows here. We have created 2 flows. One is the first flow is the one which we have created just to send a mail. Second flow is based on the parameter. So we got a parameter from the user. 02 is the parameter from the user. Based on the user, we have created the flow. Okay. Now what I want you all to try is, maybe I want you to try this. I want you to create a vendor payment reminder. The finance department wants to automate the vendor payment reminder instead of typing email manually every time. A Power Automate should be created email automatically based on the user input. The task is create an instant cloud flow where the user should enter the vendor payment details. The flow should be automatically generated, sending a mail reminder to the finance team. My finance team, or you can now send it to yourself also. So what are all the input you should get it? We should get the input as vendor name. What is the vendor name? What is the invoice amount? You should get 2 things. So vendor name and the invoice amount should be, we should get it. And the email subject is vendor payment reminder. And this is the subject of dear finance team, please read following vendor payment details. Vendor and the vendor name to be displayed here. Invoice amount, the invoice amount should be displayed here. Kindly verify the invoice, proceed the payment with the processing if applicable. Regards, finance payment. This you have to try. So create a, so this is the one which you are going to create a flow to send a mail to my finance department team to send the vendor payment reminder. So you have to give 2 inputs. One is the vendor name, second one is the invoice amount. If they give the 2 inputs, it should generate the email ID automatically like this. Dear finance team, please review the following vendor payment details. Vendor name, here the vendor name to be displayed. Invoice amount to be displayed. And kindly verify whether the invoice payment is based on the payment process applicable. Some message like this. I want you to try, because every time I cannot create a flow, I want you to create some flows so that you will have more practice. So create a flow now. 03 is my flow name. 03 vendor payment remainder is my flow name. So let us give the flow name as, says exercise 2, but because we already created one exercise, this is exercise 2, make it as 03 vendor payment remainder flow. Create a flow. Get two inputs. You have to get two inputs. One input is vendor name. Second one is amount. What is the invoice amount? Two input from the user. Based on the two input, create this email. Try for 3 minutes. You can try. If there is any challenges, please call me. I will help you. Let us send an email to your finance team. Not finance team, as of now, send it yourself, or maybe your team people now. Don't send it finance team, just for this. Finance subject, I think, sir. Send it to. Done. Test the flow. Save it, run it. Save, test, and run. Work. Not very hard, it's very simple. Under name, you have to get the input. Vendor name should be input. Last session, the training name is the input. Here, two inputs. Vendor name and invoice amount. You can customize the body text to that. So it's not record, you have to give the same content. So in your company, you can give your own content also. Done. Inputs. Very good. Work. Go. One, two, only two steps. This we'll see how to give some logical conditions. Okay. I hope most of you has done this. Let me try here. So let me try here. I'll close this and I come to Power Automate. Go to create, or there is one more method to create your flow. Already we are in the my flow. Here all the flows are displayed. Here also you can see there is an option available. There is a plus symbol, new flow, where we can create our own flows here. This is another way for creating a flow. New flow, where you can see all the flows are available. Automated, instant, cloud, schedule flow. All the flows are available here. That's another method to create a flow. So let me, I used to practice it through this create only. So that is easier for me. So I will use this create. Trigger manually as needed. And 03. So it's a vendor payment reminder. So vendor payment. So I have given a name for it. Manual trigger a flow and say create. Now what could be my first step? Click on this manual trigger a flow and go to the parameter, add a parameter. What is the first parameter is? Text. So here it should be the vendor name. These are all the things today afternoon or today evening we are going to get it through a forms itself. Suppose I am sending a Microsoft Forms to my vendor. They are filling the form and they are sending it. So automatically it should trigger a mail. That's all the things which we are going to see it today afternoon. As of now, manually we are entering it. But based on the form triggering, we will do that maybe in the afternoon. So please enter the vendor name. So I'll say please enter the vendor name. Okay. Then add another input. The second input is your number. So the number is your amount, invoice amount. So invoice amount is my number. Please enter a number. Please enter invoice amount. Enter the invoice amount in INR. Yes. So I have given two things here. One is the vendor name. Another one is the enter invoice amount. So there are some three dotted available. We'll see what is the three dotted. There is a make field optional. That means even this field can be optional. They can leave it empty also if we select this. But by default, it's mandatory. By default, it's mandatory. And there is one more three dot available. Make field optional, multi-select, drop down. Yes, we are going to see one by one. What is multi-select? What is drop down? We'll explore it in another few minutes. Now I click somewhere else outside. Now I click on this plus symbol again. And I'll go to Outlook. We want to send a mail. So whenever user is giving an input, I want to send a mail. So create, send a mail. Yes, the two addresses, the sum address may be your finance team address. And what is your subject? Subject is vendor payment reminder. Sorry, spelling mistake. And what is the subject? I already entered the subject in my PowerPoint. Let me copy and paste it for time being. So this is my subject. Here in this vendor name and the invoice amount, it should be automatically, we should get it from our dynamic content. So vendor name, here the vendor name should be entered. What is the vendor name entered should be displayed here. Tell me, how can I get the vendor name here? So go to the Thunderbolt, click on the Thunderbolt and see more, where you can see your dynamic content is available. That's vendor name. And the next one is amount entered by the user. I remove that. Here also the Thunderbolt again. And I'll go to this see more. And here you can see the invoice amount. Sorry, spelling mistake in the invoice amount. Okay. Right. That's it. Right. So this is the thing. This mail has to be sent when I run the flow. Let me check whether it's working. So I click somewhere else outside. Save the flow. After saving only, the testing will be activated. So I save the flow and I click on test manual and say test it. Yes, it's signing in, continue, and it asks for two things: vendor name. What is my vendor name? ABC something, ABC Limited. And what is the invoice amount? Maybe something. Say 20,000. Or you can see there is an arrow mark available where you can increase or decrease it also. Up arrow, down arrow. But it will increase one by one only. Better to type it. Run the flow. Done. Yes. Now let us go to the mail and I check it on my mail. Yes. So vendor payment reminder. So dear finance team, please review the following vendor payment detail. Vendor name is this. Vendor amount is this. So every time when I click, it will ask for the vendor name and what is the payment pending. So it will send them. Now, so we want to do a thing here. For example, here, when I click on this manual triggering, we got two things here, vendor name and the invoice amount. But if the invoice amount is crossing some limit, for example, let us take something like 50,000. If the invoice amount is beyond 50,000, then I want to indicate it to my finance manager. We want to indicate this to a finance manager. It's a very high amount. So it's not to a finance team. I want to indicate to the finance head. So finance team manager, I want to give a mail to the finance team manager. So based on a condition. So here what we did is we have made a triggering. We got the details and we made an action. We made the output. Now this part we are going to try. Condition. The process and calculation, we'll do it in another few minutes. Later part, we'll do the process and calculation. Now we are going to give a condition. So condition is, if the invoice, pending invoice amount is greater than something, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, something, some amount. Let us take a simple amount, 50,000. If this invoice amount is more than 50,000, then this mail, I don't want to send the mail to a finance department. I want to send the mail to finance head. Otherwise, I want to send it to the finance department itself, straight up. So we are going to give a condition. Where are we going to give a condition? In between this. So in between this, you can see the flow. So here I want to process. Before this action, we have to give the condition. Before the action, you have to give the condition. One is either delete this and add one action and do it, or you can see there is a plus symbol available in between that. In between, you can see a plus symbol. So you can add an action in between also. It's not required you have to add the action only at the last. You can add the action in between also. So I'm going to add action in between here. So I'm going to add action in between. So what is the action we are going to add is I'm going to check whether the invoice amount is greater than some value. So click on this plus symbol and once again go to the connector. Under the connector, you can see the built-in tools. There is something called as built-in tools. Under the built-in tools, there is an option called as control. Control. There is an option called as control. Or you can go to the search and you can find out that control also. Click on that control. So just to go to the control and click on that control. Under control, you can see various control. Condition, apply to each, do until, scope, switch, terminate. We'll see one by one. First, let us start with the condition. So I click on the condition. Yes. You can see what Power Automate has did is it has automatically created a flow here, a flow chart, where you can see the condition and you can say it says true, it will come here, false part will go to the red, true part will come, the green will come here and do some activity and the false part will do some other activity here. Okay, so what I will do is the condition is true here. In condition 2, in condition, your cursor should be on the condition area. Your cursor should be on this condition area. So on the condition area, you can see parameter, choose the value. So value I want to check. Which value I want to check? The user entered the invoice amount. That value has to be checked. Click here. How can I get that user entered value here? Once again, go to the Thunderbolt here. Click on the Thunderbolt. Yes, the invoice amount. Invoice amount. Click on the invoice amount. It says equal to. Instead of equal to, let us make it as greater than here. If it is greater than, maybe I'll put the value here. Maybe you can check with some other. For example, actual versus planned. I have planned something and actually I did it something. So if it is planned, actual is lesser than the plan. I want to do some activity. So you can use another Thunderbolt also here. But here I want to check with the constant value. Let us say the value is around 50,000. So value is 50,000. So if the value is more than 50,000, come here. So I given the condition here, under condition we are given the condition. Then I'm coming to the true part. I'm coming to the true part. So go to the plus symbol again, or what we can do is I want the same content. Only thing is the mail should be changed. It's not this mail. So I want to give the mail to my finance head, and I want to say dear finance manager or some other name. So I want to give his name or some other name here. So I want to do the same thing here. You can very well copy and paste it also, or you can just pull this one, you can pull it and you can bring it below the true part here. So below the true part, I am dragging and dropping it below the true part, and mail ID is going to be different. For example, I use some other mail ID here. So I am giving some other mail which I have. I am not giving that regular mail. For our understanding, instead of dear finance team, I am not saying it as finance team. I will say finance manager. For my understanding, I am giving it finance manager. Maybe I'll put some note. It is something, the note is to understand that each are different. I am putting something like critical. You want to do some other thing, for example, and this message should be very important. You can scroll down. There is an option called as importance. This message is very important, high. This message is high priority for me. It's very high priority, so I make it as high priority. And advanced parameter, show all. There are so many other advanced parameter. From CC to CC, BCC, you can attach a mail. Suppose my vendor has sent an attachment, that attachment also can be given here. Probably we'll see it in our upcoming session. But as of now, I didn't do anything. I have just sent it as a advanced parameter. I sent it as a high here. This part is done. I'm sending it to some other mail ID and vendor payment. And this one is dear finance manager. So if it is true, if it is more than 50,000, it will come here and it will send a mail. If it is less than 50,000, you can add this plus symbol, or you can copy and paste. I can copy and paste. I can change only the content here. Only the content, only the email ID can be changed. This email ID also can be dynamic. Email ID also can be dynamic. We'll see it in the next part. Now I'll make a right click on this and copy the action. Right click on this and copy the action. Instead of redoing it, I'm copying the action. And I come here, right click, I can paste this action. Sorry. Where is that paste? So that should be something called as paste action. It's not, why you may paste, okay. The site image clipboard is deactivated. Okay, sorry. So my pasting is blocking here. I allow this paste. So go to that blocking. You can see on the right side, if it is blocking, on the site there is a blocking, unblock it. The pasting is unblocking. So if you are getting this blocking, the paste is blocking here, you can go here and unblock that pasting. So sometimes, since it's online, sometimes it may unblock. Now I make a right click. So I'll once again right click, copy the action, and I make a right click here, paste the action. Where is the pasting? Come on. Copy action and paste action. It should come there. I think. Why it is taking? I think why still it's blocking. I said hello. Sorry. Hello. Now continue. Hello. Sorry. I should have allowed that. Sorry. Paste action. So the paste is blocking. That's why I unblocked it, and now I paste the action. So I paste the action here. Right click and I paste the action. And only one thing I want to change here is it's not the finance manager, so it's maybe my finance team. So it's not so critical. So I will remove that message called as note is critical. So I remove that message called as critical. Okay. Maybe the importance is maybe a low, normal importance, not a very high importance, normal importance. So we did something, dear finance team. If it is more than 50,000, it has to send a mail to my finance head. If it is less than 50,000, then I have to send a mail to my team people. Just we are applying a condition here. We are applying a condition. That's it. So we have applied a condition here. Now let me save it. So we are saving it. Test. So I click on test. Manual testing, automatic testing will take the last input. Few minutes before I would have tested the last input. So if you want to test with the last input, you can go for the automatic, the recent triggering. Recent I said that ABC limited and I said the amount. Do you want to take that amount? Then we can use the automatic. So let us give some amount. Manual, test, and I say my vendor name. It's XYZ, XYZ and Co. An amount I'm going to type it more than 50,000. Maybe let me type something like 75,000. So I have typed the amount as 75,000. Run a flow, and the flow should be shown here. I think it should come to the true part because it's more than 50,000. It should come to the true part. Done. Yes, you can see here the flow has run. Manual trigger condition it has checked. I think true is working now. Now that true has been activated because the false is not activated. False I can minus, no tick mark in the false part because it is true part here. The condition is okay, it will come here. If the condition is not okay, it will not go there. Okay. I have to check my Hotmail here. I think it is taking some time. Yeah. The sent mail I am seeing it. So it shows the message is high importance and it has sent the message to my finance manager. Critical. Company name. It's 75,000. Based on a condition, we are given some message. Okay. Any challenges? Check with the false part also. I'm going back and I am going to the edit again and I'm going to run the flow and check it, test the flow and check it again. Automatic with the recent trigger. So which is the recent trigger? The last one which I given more than 50,000, that's my recent trigger. Another one is 12 minutes before where I given only 50,000, less than 50,000. I want to check that first triggering. First triggering. So I don't want to every time type it, just for checking. So automatic and I selected the old triggering less than 50,000. So now I think this part should work. If it is a false, yes. So I think my amount is less than 50,000. So the triggering has happened here and it is checking the condition. Now the false part. So if my the amount is more than 50,000, it will send a mail to my finance manager. Else it will send a mail to my finance team. Greater than. You cannot compare it. Huh? Any challenges? Now it's working, right? Yes. Now, so we have made this part also, that is, we have given some triggering here. Based on the triggering, we have selected some condition. If the condition is okay, it will do something. If the condition is not okay, it will do something. Only one condition. Can I check multiple condition? Yes, of course, you can check multiple condition. You can loop conditions. Everything is possible. So as of now, I'm closing this. We did a simple flow now. And I come back to my main screen again. Now, what I want you to try here is maybe the next one, mission status notification. So, operator must quickly inform the team where a mission has issues. The flow. He asked you, no doubts. Then I went to the next part. Same name. Text we cannot compare. If it is okay, it will come with Okay. So now the next one which you are going to try is operator must quickly inform a team when a machine has some issues. The flow has been sent to the notification by the email or as of now go with the email, Teams message or a email. Here it says and, but I want to send either email or Teams message. Both can be done. We'll see that in the next part. Now what I want to do is the flow will send a notification to email about the machine status, type and problem as the input manual triggering. So I think this has two things. Okay. So now what I want you to do is the input. That part I will explain. The input is what are all the input you are going to get is the input may be machine name. Machine name may be the input. And what is the issue number reported? Issue number. How many there are issues happen? How many problems has? How many issues has happened here? The issues number. I will put number of issues. So number of issues. So you are going to get the input as machine name, number of issue. How many issues are resolved? How many issues are resolved? Number of issues resolved. So number of issues resolved. So I want to get three inputs. So I want you to get three inputs. First input is the machine name and how many issues has been found, how many issues has been resolved. And you have to use a condition. If all the issues has been resolved, if the number of issue, if number of issues is greater than number of issues resolved, then send a mail. Otherwise nothing. I don't want to do anything here. So if all the issues are solved, if it is all the issues has been resolved, then no problem. All the issues are not resolved. I have 10 issues has been reported. Only 7 has been resolved. 3 issues was not resolved until 3 issues are pending. So I want you to just do this. If number of issues is greater than number of resolved, then send a mail. That's all. You try this. Other part, we have one more task that's in the next screen that I will explain. First you try this. So get 3 inputs. One input is a machine name. Second input is issues. Third input is number of issues resolved. 3 inputs. And give a condition. If number of issues is greater than number of resolved, then send a mail. So that this number of issue has been reported. Number of issue was resolved is this. So just to send a mail. Just to try this. Then we'll see the next part. Just to try this. So just send a mail. Content is your wish. Mail content is your wish. But I want the machine name, number of issues, number of resolved. We'll use some formula also on this. First you try this. 3 inputs. One is the machine name. Second input is number of issues. Third input is number of issue resolved. And you have to write a condition. If number of issues is greater than number of resolved, then send a mail. So this is the machine name. This is the number of issues. This is number of resolved. Just try this. Try this. Try. It should be easier. It's not very tough. You can do it. Zero 04 mission status notification. Iraqi is not disturbing. Another condition after this. Everyone. Okay. Yes. Let me do this. I'll go to this create a new flow, instant cloud flow. My flow name is 04 machine. Sorry. Machine status or material status, machine status. And I say manual trigger of the flow and I create. So let us click on the manual trigger of the flow here. Add a input. What is the first input is text. So let us give the input text is the machine name. So here I am going to give the machine name here. Machine name is my first input. Add input. Second input is number. It should be a number. The number is first one is number of issues. There are some issues in the machine. Some material has some issues. Enter a number. Let it be a number as it is. Add an input. That's also a number. Number of issues resolved. Okay. Number of issues resolved. That's also a input here. So that's also an input. Two inputs. One input is a machine name. Second input is a number of issues. And third input is number of issues resolved. That's it. Three input. Now let us go to the plus action here. What is the action? What is the action to be performed? I want to check whether it's greater than or less than. Control. Condition. What is my condition? I want to check here. So go to the Thunderbolt. What is the first one? See more visual, more option here. The first one is number of issues is greater than number of issues resolved. See more number of issues resolved. It's more than this. I want to send a mail. Now, I think more of you would have successfully did this. I checked it. If it is a true part, I'll come to the true part. So I'm going to send a mail. But now, one more condition we are going to check. For example, Sometimes user likes to send a mail. Sometimes user may likes to send a Teams message also. Based on my input from my user, if the user wants to send a mail, they can send a mail. Or user just want to post a message in the chat, they want to post them. If you want to do both, you can add both. But I want to send either one of it based on my user input. If the user is going to send a mail, they can send a mail. If the user is going to send a message on my Teams, they can do it. So, until this, I think most of you would have did it. You have added a mail also. But now what I am going to do is, I'll go to the manual trigger again. And I'm going to add one more input here. I'm going to add one more input. Add input. That input is a text. That input is a text. So I'm going to add another input here. Another input. First is the machine name. Second one is the number of issue. Third one is the number of issue resolved. Fourth input is the delivery method. How you are going to deliver this message? So the delivery method. So the delivery method, I don't want my user to enter it. I want my user to select it. So there is a 3 dot lines available here. 3 dot lines. Click on the 3 dot lines. Under 3 dot lines, you can see there is an option available. Drop down. There is an option called as drop down. Click on the drop down. Under the drop down, what is the first option? What is the second option? First option, maybe the first option, let us say mail. Second option, add another option, maybe the Teams message. So I'm saying the first option is a mail, second option is my Teams message. So user can select 2 options here. User can select 2 options. You can add further more options also. So I don't want to send a mail, I don't want to send a message, just I want to save it on my Excel file, or I want to save it on my SharePoint. So that also can be done. So we'll do that. We didn't see how to activate the Excel here. As of now, I'm selecting only 2 things here, mail or a Teams message. So delivery method, they will select the, not enter the input, they will select the input. Select the input. So they are going to select the input here. Okay, 2 things I have did. One is the mail, another one is the Teams message. Now I come out of this. So manual triggering, if my condition is, what is my condition? I have checked the condition. If the number of issues is greater than resolved, then it will come to the true part. Under the true part, let us click on the plus again. If you already did it, you can copy and paste that Outlook also. I will click on the plus symbol. Once again, sub-level. Nested condition. One condition inside it, I am using another condition. Control. I'm clicking on control. Condition. And what is my condition here? Choose a value. Go to the Thunderbolt again. And go to the see more. And what is my condition is this delivery method. Delivery method is my condition. Delivery method is equal to mail. If the delivery method is equal to mail, then I am going to send a mail. Otherwise, I am going to send a message. Or can I check multiple condition? If it is a mail, as I told, I want to send a mail. If it is a Teams, I want to send a message. If it is a Excel, I want to save it in Excel. If it is a SharePoint, I want to save it in SharePoint. That part, multiple condition, we'll see it in our next session. So, if the delivery method is mail, first I am checking whether it is more than, issues are more than, then I am coming here and I am checking whether my delivery method is mail. Then I'll go to the plus symbol here. So I'll go to the condition plus symbol and I am going to send a mail now. I think you would have already given that Outlook, but I am giving it now. Send a mail. So I'm going to send a mail to what email ID? That's your wish. So I'm giving some email ID. And this is my mission status. What is my body text here? Let us say the mission name. Here I want to display the mission name. We'll see how to give some conditions also. We'll see in the next part. So I'll give the Thunderbolt. I click on the Thunderbolt and I see more. Mission name to be displayed here. Next line. I'm saying number of issues. Thunderbolt again. I go to the see more and I select the number of issues. Next line. Number of issues resolved. First, let us try this. We'll see how to add some formulas inside it. Number of issues resolved. Again, Thunderbolt. See more. Number of issues resolved. So I want to send a mail. So if my user is sending the delivery method as mail, I will check if the issue is greater than the number of issue resolved, then it will come here. It will check whether the delivery method is a mail, so then it will send the mail. If the delivery method is not a mail, then the false part, this false part. So I'll go to this false part. This false part. Now what I will do is post a message. Post message. So I'm going to post a message here. Post a message in my Teams, Flowbot, maybe group chat. I think you can put it in group chat. I'm putting it in a channel. Particular Teams link and maybe the channel name. As usual, the same content. Mission name. So I want the mission name. Here you can copy and paste it from that link also. Mission name. Then the number of issues. Thunderbolt again. And I'll go to this see more. And I'll say this number of issues resolved. Sorry, number of issues. Then issues resolved. Okay, Thunderbolt again. See more. Number of issues resolved. So 2 levels of condition we have checked it. I think you already checked one condition, that if it is number of issues is greater than number of issues resolved, then it will come to the true part. If it is false, it will do nothing because they have solved all the issues. Or you can send a message, you have solved all the issues, congrats. You can give a mail also, false part also. If you want, you can do that. False part also, you can do that. If it is lesser than, they have solved all the issues are solved, we can give a congrats message to them. That's we will see the false part. First, let us see whether it's working or not. So let me save this. I click on the save button. So I'm going to give 4 input here. We are going to give 4 inputs. So I saved it. Let us go to the test here. I click on the test. Manual. Test. Manual testing. I think Outlook, Teams, everything is fine. Continue. And what is name? Machine name something machine 1. Number of issue, they have identified the number of issue as 10, but they have solved only 7. 7 issues has been solved. And the delivery method is, let us say the delivery method is mail. So you can see a drop down is appearing here. Earlier you would have not got this drop down. Now I got this drop down called as mail or a Teams message. So let us click on mail. Let us see, it should send a mail. Actually, it should not send a message. So 10 issues, 7 issues was resolved. Mission 1. Let us say run a flow. You can see all the left hand side, you should get the tick mark. All the left. Run a flow. Done. Yes. First it has checked whether it's greater than, and then it will check whether we have sent a mail. It will send a mail. Let me go to the mail and I check it. Yes. The mission name, number of issues resolved. Let me try the testing again. Test. Manual. One more testing I am going to do. Manual. Test. Let us say the mission, next mission is mission number 2. Number of issues is 20 and they have solved around 18. Now the input is message, Teams message. It should not send a mail. Now I want to send a Teams message. Run a flow. Done. Now 2 left and 1 right. So here the false part should be activated. Yes. Now you can see. So these are all okay, and now it comes here. False. It will send a Teams message. Using a drop down. We have selected a drop down. I think I should have received a Teams message. Okay. Done. Any challenges? Next we'll see the multiple conditions. Any problem? Condition check பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? Which is the conditions are clear. Okay. Condition within another condition. So first we are checking with the issue part, then we are checking with the what is the delivery method, whether they want the delivery method as a mail or they want the delivery method as the Teams. Now I'll come back, close this. This part. Let us see the multiple inputs. Okay. So I want you to create this. Maybe the next flow you can create it. Next flow you can create it. And what I want to do it is a multi-selection here. I want to use some multi-choice selector. Both are drop downs. I want you to create a drop down here. 2 drop downs. 2 drop downs. Send a mail. Based on this, we'll see the other part. If it is a hydraulic issues, I want to send a mail to someone else. If it is running, I want to send a mail to someone else. I want you to create a flow here. Maybe I want to create 2 inputs. 3 inputs, sorry. First input is machine name. Second input is a drop down where you can choose running, under maintenance or a breakdown. And what is the issue type? Issue type is whether the issue is a electrical, whether the issue is a hydraulics, whether it's a sensor problem or whether it's a mechanical problem. And another input is a remarks. That's all. So try to get 3 inputs. Based on this 4 inputs, let us see. If it is an electrical issue, I want to send a mail to electrical department. If it is hydraulic issues, I want to send a mail to hydraulic department. Sensor issue or mechanical means a mechanical team. So based on the issue type, I want to send the message to a different multiple option. That part I will explain. First you create this new flow. Create a new flow and create the 4 inputs. That's all. Based on the input, how to create a flow, that I will explain. Email alerts to the teams, that I will explain. How to send the email alerts. This part I will explain. First to create a flow on 4 parameters. First parameter is a machine name. Second parameter is a drop down with a choice of running, under maintenance, or a breakdown. And second one is what is the issue type. What is the issue type? The issue type is whether it's an electrical issue or hydraulic issue, or there is a sensor problem or a mechanical issue. So based on the 4 types, let us see how to give the other output. That part I will explain. First create the inputs, create the parameters. Create the parameters. 4 parameters. First parameter is a text. Second parameter is a drop down. Third parameter is also a drop down. Fourth parameter is just a remarks. Then I will tell you how to send the email alert to the teams. That part I will explain. First create a parameters. See how to save it in Excel. We can see how to save it in SharePoint. Done? Yeah, done. Right. I hope most of you has done this. Let me try this. I think I forgot what is the flow number. 4 is okay. I will select the 5. Create. And another few minutes we'll see the automatic flow and schedule flow also. We'll see it in another few minutes. Let us create the instant flow. Remarks. Just a so this is 05. Once again the mission status notification. Manual trigger a flow. Create. And click on this flow triggering. Add input. First one is text as usual. The text is the machine name. Machine name, that's a text. Second, add input. What is the second input? Is mission status. So let us say the text again. Mission status. And go to this drop down. Let us go to the drop down. The first input is running. It's running successfully. Running. Second input is under maintenance. Third one is breakdown. If there is a breakdown in the machine, then the second input, add an input, text again, that's a issue type. issue type, and once again the 3 dot. I go to drop down here and tell me what are all the issue types. First one is electrical. First one is electrical. Second one is, I think, hydraulics. Third one is a sensor problem. Fourth one is a mechanical problem. This one is hydraulic. Sensor problem. Sensor issue. Mechanical issue. As of now, we are giving all the inputs manually. By today evening or tomorrow, we have to see how to get it through a forms, how to get it through a power app. So I think fourth thing. Last input is add input, all are text actually. Last input is my text. Remarks. Yes. Now, the important thing what we are going to do is, as of now, we are getting the input and we are just sending a mail. But unfortunately, we don't have a record for this. User is giving an input, my end user, I'm giving an input here, but unfortunately, I didn't record anything. Record means I didn't store this. It has to be stored in some location. It has to be stored in some location here. So what I want to do it is, let us add a triggering, let us add an action. Now, what we are going to do is next part. So this part, the machine input and the machine status. So these are all the things they are going to give it. And they are going to give the, what is the issue type and what is the issue type and what is the remarks. This, based on the remarks, based on the issue type. If the issue type is electrical, I want to send a mail to my electrical team. If it is hydraulics, there is hydraulic teams available, I want to send it to them. And if the sensor issue, I want to send to the sensor team or production team or some other quality team or some other team. And then if it is a mechanical, I want to send the mail to mechanical team. But before that, whatever I am doing it has to be stored in some area. It has to be stored because I want to have a record of this. It has to be stored. So these are all the issues they have raised. It has to be stored in a particular area. So maybe let us start with the Excel story. So I want to store this in an Excel file. So two things you can do. Either go to the web browser and I will open the Excel for web. You can see online Excel, excel.cloud, Excel web. So you can create it on an Excel web, online Excel, Office 365, online Excel. You can create through an online Excel. But my recommendation is instead of creating an online Excel, better you can create an Excel and you can put it onto your OneDrive. I think it's taking some time to create also. So let us create this Excel and I will put it onto my OneDrive. So we have a OneDrive available. So I think OneDrive should be there. So I have a OneDrive available here. So OneDrive is a folder. You can put that file. You can create an Excel file. You put that into a OneDrive folder here. I can make it as a OneDrive folder. So let me create an Excel file. So I want to create an Excel file with some column headings. What are all the column headings I want it is, I want this, what are all the inputs we are going to get, that should be my column heading. What are all the inputs? I think we are getting some 3 or 4 inputs here. Machine name, machine status, issue type and the remarks. This should be my column heading. So let us create some table in my Excel. So I open a blank Excel file and I give some name. First one is the machine name. That's my column heading. Second input is my machine status. Third input is my, what is it? Issue type. Issue type. And fourth input is remarks. Heading, your wish. So we are creating a small table. We are creating a small table in my Excel. This can be Excel, this can be a SharePoint also. We'll see how to bring the SharePoint. Maybe today or tomorrow we'll see the SharePoint. And this table, a normal table, I think Excel will not work. We have to convert this table into a, I think in Excel training or some other I would have told this table should be in Power App also we would have discussed this dynamic table. this table should be a dynamic table. Normal table, Power App or Power Automate or Excel, online Excel will not recognize. This has to be converted into a dynamic table. How can I convert this table into a dynamic table? Several methods to convert it as a dynamic table. Insert. Go to Insert. Under Insert, you can see there is an option called as Table. Go to Insert and make it as a table. Or go to the Home tab in Excel. There is an option available called as Format as a table. Go to Insert and make it as a dynamic table, or go to the Format and make it as a dynamic table. Go to the Format and make it as a dynamic table. Second method, this table, Control A and Control Q. Control A to select the table, Control Q, table, table. Control Q, table, table. This is the third method. So first method is insert table. Second method is home tab, format as a table. Third method, select the table, Control Q, table, table. Control T. Fifth method is the shortcut key, Control T, or you can press Control L. This is the fifth method. Yes, any one of the shortcut key. So whichever is easier, I always go with the shortcut key. I recommend to go with shortcut key. Control T or Control L, select the table and I press Control T or Control L. Please ensure, very importantly, you have to ensure my table header has been selected. Actually, this is the heading of the table. Below this, you are going to add some record. Below this, you are going to add some records. So, my table as the header. So, if you are not selected, this Excel will treat this as a data. This is not a table heading. So, it will say column 1, column 2, column 3. So, please, after pressing Control T, Control L, insert table or do anything, then this table as a header. That has to be enabled. So please check that my table as the header and I say OK. Yes. Now this table was converted into a dynamic table and we have some empty rows. In this row, whatever the user is typing here on my flow, I think user will type inside some flow here. They will give an input here. They will give the machine name. They will give the issue type. They will give the remarks. And it has to be saved and then it has to send a message because I should have a record of it. Just sending a mail is okay, but I should store that. I should store it in some other area. That's the reason we are doing this. Okay, so let us give some name for the table. How do we give a name for the table? You can see I can give a name. There is a table name, or you can have it as a table 1 itself, or you can give some meaningful name. But here the table name should be without space and special characters. No space, no special character, and it should start with the alphabet. You should not give 01, 02, 03. That's not allowed. It should be a name without an alphabet starting. In between we can have alphabet, or you can maintain it as a table 1 itself. That's your wish. Sheet name, that's your wish once again. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Sheet 1 doesn't reflect here, only the table name will be reflected and file name will be shown here, file name. So let us give some name for the table. I think this is the, let us say TBL, mission, stat. So just I'm giving a short name, maxstat. TBL, it's a prefix to know that this is a table name. So I have given a name. File, save as. Please do save it on your OneDrive. If you have saved in a normal folder, copy and paste it on your OneDrive. So I am going to paste it on my OneDrive. There is a folder called as Power Automate. In that folder, I am going to paste this. So I am going to save this. Okay, this is my file name, mission status notification. Okay. So we have created a table. The table, I have inserted some columns. Today and tomorrow also we are going to use more on this. Even approval form and other things. This is very important. You have to store your data. Just giving a mail, just sending a mail, that's one part. You have to store your data. All the data has to be stored in some location. Because I should have a record of it. So I want to store it. So mission name and that mission status, issue type, remarks. Done? Yeah? Any challenges until this? Madam, got it? Yes. Okay. So I have saved it. And I close this Excel file. Better to close the Excel file. Better to close it. Now let us come to Power Automate again. I'm coming back to Power Automate. So what we did is we have created a manual trigger. After creating the manual trigger, now what we are going to do is we are going to add action. What is the action is after getting the input, that whatever the input they are giving, it has to be stored in my Excel file. Then it has to send a mail. Then it has to send a mail. Then it has to send a mail also. So let us click on that plus symbol. I click on the plus symbol now. I think we didn't use some formulas. The formulas part we'll see it in the next session. So I clicked on the plus symbol now. I clicked on the plus symbol. And you can search for that Excel. You can search for that Excel here. I can see that Excel. When I can type Excel here, you can see Excel online. So there is a Excel online available. So or you can search for Excel, or you can say add row. There is something called as add row. So you can search for add row also, or you can search for Excel also. So I will select for add row. So where we can see on the Excel online, on the Excel online business, you can see add row into a table is available. Either search for Excel and go for add row in a table, or just type add row also and select that add row in a table. Add row in a table. Okay. So I am going to select this option add row in a table. I select this option add row in a table. Okay. Now, what is the location? Add row in a table, it's asking for the parameter. And what is the location name? So, let me select that location name. I think it's OneDrive Business. I think you are all having OneDrive Business. So, I will select this OneDrive Business. OneDrive again. OneDrive Business. I think you are all using OneDrive Business. I think you should select OneDrive Business. And where is that file folder name? That folder name in OneDrive, I think I have saved it in a folder called as Power Automate. I have separate folder called as Power Automate there. So I will select that, yes. So this is the Power Automate folder. On that folder, I think this is the file which I have saved it just now. This is the file which I saved it, mission status notification. That's the file which I have saved it. So let us select that file, and I select the file. I think I have given a table name also, TBL. It's very simple. You have to just select it. You have to select that location. That's it. Table names. But still it's not over. We have to map it. Finally, we have to map it. Okay. So I selected the location, which is my document library, and where is my folder name, and what is the table name. So all the things we have selected. Now, there is one more option called as advanced parameter show all. Advanced parameter show all. So let us click on advanced parameter. Yes. Now, in this advanced parameter, whatever the table name you have created on your Excel, it's automatically displayed here. Mission name, mission status, issue type, and remarks. So all the column names are displayed. I think now you have to map it. I think you can tell me very easily. Click here. How can I bring that mission name which the user has inputted? I want that mission name here. How can I get it here? That mission name has to be displayed here. How can I get it? Click on the Thunderbolt and go to the see more mission name. So I'm just mapping that. That mission name which user is inputting, that mission name has to be mapped with that column name. On the top, this is the column name. This is your Excel column name. This is the name which you are entering manually. This is the input which you are entering manually, triggering. Then that mission status. Once again, go to the Thunderbolt. Once again, see more. Mission status. Issue type. So let us go to the Thunderbolt again. See more. And I select the issue type again. Remarks. Thunderbolt. See more. Remarks. That's all. We mapped all the columns names. These are all the column name we have did it. So just we have mapped it. As I told, Power Automate, it's very simple, very easy, very powerful. No need for coding. We would have written lots of coding for this. Now we are just mapping it here. Just we have mapped it. After this, we are going to send a mail. Based on the input, we are going to send a mail. That part we'll see it in another few minutes. Now let me check this, whether this is working successfully. Click somewhere else outside. First is we have selected the location, we have selected the file name, table name, and we have mapped with the input. Save it. Save it. Click on test. Save test. Manual. Once again, I click on test here. Manually, I am testing it. Continue. Let us say the mission name. Mission name is, let us say, the mission 1. What is the status of the mission? I think it has gone for a breakdown. And what is the issue type? Maybe the electrical issue. And remarks, some remarks. So I am typing some remarks here. Okay, so we selected the mission name, we have selected the mission status, we have selected the issue type, and we have given the remarks also here. That's it. Run a flow. Done. It has manually triggered. It has added the row into the table also. It has added the row. Let us go to that Excel table, and I will open that Excel table. Maybe it is taking some time. Let me refresh. It will take some time. Since it's Excel, it may take some time to refresh also. Yes. Now you can see it is updated here. No coding, no formulas, no function, nothing. We can even bring it from Power App also. From Power App, generate a flow and save it in it. That's all. Mission ID or formulas. Maybe it may take some time. It may take. Wait for me. Save it. Save it. Now, from the morning successfully we are running all the flows. Now what we did is, based on the input from the user, we are running a flow. We have saved it in Excel. Next, what I want to do is, based on the various input, as I told, if the problem is from electrical, I want to send this mail to an electrical team. If the problem is in mechanical team, it is hydraulic and sensor, I want to send it to some other, maybe a production team, some other team, quality department. I want to send, based on the issue type, I want to send the mail to a different people. It's not one condition. If it is electrical, you can go. If it is not electrical, we can go to some other. It's not like that. So here I have 4 conditions. Electrical means I want to send a mail to someone else. Hydraulic means someone else, and sensor problem means someone else, and mechanical means someone else. 4 different mails based on the input. 4 different mails. So come to edit again. Click on the editing of this flow and go to the plus symbol again. Click on that plus symbol and go to the built-in tools, controls again. Go to the controls. Yes. Click on the controls. I click on the control. Now what are we going to do is, already we have used this condition. So you cannot use this condition again. It is true or false. Yes means this part, false means another part. But here I want to check 4 conditions. Not one below another. One below another is okay. First condition, below that another condition. But here we are going to add multiple conditions. So you are not going to use this. We are going to use this. Switch. Let us click on switch. So I clicked on that switch. Based on what the switch should work. So based on the choose value, and I'll go to the Thunderbolt again. It's based on the issue type. So based on the issue type here. So the switch should work based on that issue type. Now click somewhere else outside. Default, not default. Let us click on the plus symbol again. It has created a switch flow here. It has created some switch here. And I say plus. Go to the plus. What is my first condition? First condition is equal to what? Equal to, I don't know whether I have given electrical issue. I have given electrical. I don't know. I have given only electrical. Okay. Electrical. So I have given electrical. The first condition is electrical. So first case we are selecting whether it's an electrical. So I clicked on the plus symbol, and first case I am selecting whether it's an electrical. Plus, click on that plus, and I want to send a mail or a Teams message or whatever. That's your wish. So let us go for a mail now, as of now. So I want to send a mail. So this mail is to my electrical team. Maybe give a mail ID of an electrical team. That also you can get it from the Excel file or some other. That part we'll see it. And subject, I'm just saying this is an electrical issue. Okay, you can elaborate it, blah, blah. You can write a very big mail. That's your wish. As of now, just I'm giving a electrical mail here. Electrical issue. So if it is a electrical, it will come to the first part. Plus. So second plus. Second condition. So if it is a hydraulic issue. If it is equal to hydraulic issue. First one is whether check it is an electrical issue, it will send a mail to electrical team. Hydraulic issue. Then it will come here. I will copy this mail and put it here. Only the mail ID and the content I will change it. Only the mail ID and content will change it. So right click, copy an action, Right click, paste the action. So here I will make this as hydraulic issue. This is a hydraulic issue. I think you are all aware of the shortcut key of Windows V. Are you aware of it? Windows V. So Control V will always paste the last copied. So after this, what I did is in case one, I selected something and I pasted it here and I changed it into electrical issue. But the hydraulic issues, before that I have pasted some other option. I want to paste the second one or first one. Normally Control V will paste only the last copied version. So today morning I have copied so many. I want to paste the third one, fourth one. So what we can do is there is an option called as Windows V. Windows V, where all the recently pasted, you can see from the morning I have created so many copy paste. So first time you have to switch on that. After that it will be switched on automatically. So all the copied option will be available. From the morning I would have copied so many things that will be available here. Even you can copy the earlier one, the previous one, whatever I copied, I can paste it here also here. So Windows V is the shortcut key. It is common not only for Power Automate. It will work for anything, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. From the morning, whatever the things you have copied, that will be listed here. So you can get it here. All the copied option will be available. Windows V. Okay. Now, case 3. Case 3 is my sensor-ish problem. I don't know what is the spelling I have given for sensor issue. Then copy this mailing and paste it here. Copy the action and I paste the action here. Everything is same. Only thing is instead of hydraulic issues, I have to make it as sensor issues. And the mail ID, please change it. Mail ID, please change it. For a testing, I am using the same mail for a testing. But for electrical, you have to send it to the electrical team. For a sensor means you have to send it to some other team. So your mail ID should get changed. But practicing, you can use this. But when you are on the live data, you have to select the correct mail IDs. Next one is a mechanical. I didn't copy that. My flow is little bit bigger, so I reduce this minus symbol to zoom out so that I can get more flows. Copy, action, and I paste it here. Okay, this is for mechanical. Okay, multiple conditions. If nothing is selected, the last flow. If nothing is selected, you can say the default flow. So multiple conditions can be checked like this. Multiple conditions. So based on your input, we'll see some more also. We'll see some more. Tomorrow we'll see how to get it from the forms and do this. Yeah, it's case sensitive. Spelling case sensitive. That's why I copied and pasted. I don't know whether I have given the right spelling, but still I have to check. Save. Test. Manual. Run. Continue. First I'm selecting the machine name. Which status is a breakdown. What type of breakdown? Electrical. What is your remarks? Some remarks. Two things should happen when I run this. It should automatically get saved on my Excel and it should send a mail to my electrical team. Run a flow. Done. Yes, you can see left hand side. The first one manual trigger auto, it has added into Excel and the first case is working now. First case. So first case is selected because I selected electrical. So I think it should have added, yes, machine name, breakdown, electrical, remarks 2. And I should have sent a mail also here. Yes, it's an electrical issue. Excel, maybe it may take some time, sir. Then check whether the file name and everything is right. That's file name. Correct. You file open. You have to open the file on OneDrive. Don't open the file on normal. The same file which you have given it on OneDrive. OneDrive, what is the file now? Then it should get updated. Normal file, where is the file? Done. We have to see how to get the data from Excel. We have to see how to update the data in Excel, updating the existing data also. That also we have to see. Now only we have added the row into Excel. Now since the time is shorter, I don't want to start a new chapter. We'll see one small tip. The last session, maybe the last flow. Go back to that flow, and I'll click on the my flows. So we can see what are all the flows you have created. It's available here. In this, I think the first flow is just send a mail. Second flow is send a mail with a parameter. Third flow is send a mail with some parameter. Fourth flow, checking. What we did is the machine status. I will open that fourth flow because the time is shorter. We'll see a small tip here. The machine status, I'll go to this editing of the machine status. I'll go to the edit flow of the machine status. So manual triggering, what we did is name, we got the number of issue, we got the number of issue reported, solved, resolved, and we have sent a message, whether it's a mail or something. Now we are going to do a small calculation here. I hope you have this flow. So please open that flow. Open the earlier flow, 04 machine status, open the earlier flow and go to the condition area. In the condition area, what we did is we have checked whether the number of issue is greater than the number of issue resolved. Then we are sending a mail. So in the mail, whether we are checking whether we want to send a mail, we'll send a mail. If you don't want a mail, we can post a message. Now this part, I'll come to the send a mail. Now I want to add one more here. I want to add one more. What is the one thing I want to add is machine name, number of issue resolved. So how many issues are still pending here? How many issues are pending? I want to know. Number of issue as reported is 10. Number of issues resolved is 7. 3 issues are pending still. So that also, that calculation part we have to do. Morning I opened and I show you this. Almost all the things we did it. Triggering we have created. Data input we have done. Condition we have checked. And we have sent a mail, we have sent a Teams, we have updated the data into Excel or anything, and we made output also. One thing which we didn't do is this process of or a calculation. We'll see more calculation. As of now, let us start with a simple calculation. Here, I want to know number of issues still pending. So they are giving number of issue, resolved. What is the number of issues still pending? So I want to calculate something here. Number of issues still pending. So what we do? For the first time, on the right side, there is a thunderbolt, there is a FX. So we will go to this FX. I thought to start this session, I thought of starting it later, but since we have small time, we will finish off this small topic. FX. Click on this FX. Unfortunately, in this Power Automate, we cannot say just subtract this with this, add this with this. So you cannot use it. You should use some functions and formula. To sum it up, add it, we have something called as sum function. Add function. We have some add function available here. Add. Subtract means we have a function called as SUB. SUB is the function for subtracting. If you are not able to see the function, that function is available under the search box. If I go to the search box, you can see all the function will be displayed here. All the function ends with trimming, length, almost all the functions is available here. String, boolean, so many functions are available here. You can search the function SUB. So what is the function? Subtract timing, subtract. There are various functions available here. So you can, if you are not able to find, you can find the function also here. Okay, so I know the function name is subtract, SUB, open bracket. What is the 2 number has to be subtracted? I don't know what is the 2 number. The 2 number which we are getting it from the input from the user. So SUB, open bracket, close bracket, dynamic content. Under the dynamic content, what we are going to subtract? I am going to subtract the number of issues, comma, the number of issue resolved. So we are subtracting the 2 columns. Select this, go to the dynamic content and select this number of issue resolved. So we are subtracting the number of issue resolved. So that's my number of issue pending still. subtract, SUB, subtract. Just I used something called as sub. Sub is for subtracting. Add is for addition, multiply, division. For everything you have some functions available. So first time we are using this fx. So click on that fx and it will come to the screen. Here I am saying subtract. What you are going to subtract? I am going to subtract the two number. The first number is the number of issue through the dynamic content. So you have to go to the dynamic content and select the number of issue and comma the dynamic content, the number of issue result. Subtract this with this. That's it. Now I say add. It would have been added here. It would have been added here. So we are doing some calculation. First time we are doing some calculation. We will see other calculation also in our upcoming session. We are going to do many calculation here. Just I have started with the introduction. Save. As usual, save it. Test. Maybe based on the last flow which we have created, automatic, or you can give the input again, or based on the last input which we have given. The recent input 51 minutes before I have run this input. That flow I am running now. Yes. It has ran the flow successfully. I think it should have sent a, yes, I would have received a Teams message. Taking some time. Sorry.
Can you show the formula again?
I will show it. Hmm. 04 edit. So in the case, I think in the mail I did it. Not for the Teams message, for the mail I did this. So how do we check this? Click on this formula. So you can see the formula will appear on the right. No, sub of course you have to type. I will redo it again. I want to subtract it. So SUB, open bracket. Which two things has to be subtracted? So if you go to the dynamic content, the column names are available. Number of issues, comma, number of issue result. Add. I already added it. That's why I am updating it. Now run the flow and check. Save. Test. Maybe I'll run it manually because I want to send a mail. Test. Mission name. Number of issue is 25. Salt is 20. Delivery method is mail. So 25 minus 20, it should say number of pending is 5. Yeah. Yeah. Done? Clear? What is it? This is an old flow, sir. This is not a new flow.
We made a mistake afterwards. We tried for container answer.
Done? Okay. So, as of now, from the morning, we are working with only the manual flows. We didn't see the automatic flow. We didn't see the schedule flow. And we are getting only the manual inputs. So we have to get the input from a Teams, input from a forms, input from some other. So these are all the topics still pending, and we have seen only Excel updating, not Excel getting the input from Excel. These are all the topics still pending. So I think you can save this file. I think we have created 5 flows. We'll create other flows maybe in the afternoon session. So I'm stopping the recording of the session. Please remind me, we have to start the recording after the break.